Hi guys, KW here. Welcome to You Don't Look Like Your Picture. Whoa! Isn't this crazy? A podcast of my very own. Please pardon our mess. We're testing the podcast waters here and trying to get some bearings. With that in mind, any audio hiccups you might hear is just us figuring out how audio works. And boy, is this first episode messy. We don't even get the goddamn title of the podcast right. This is one of 3 previously recorded episodes I made with my co-host Shiloh and my other co-host Holly, who doesn't hop on board until episode 3. Before we get started to our gross grundle talk, I just wanted to mention that this podcast may not be suitable for minors. And by may not, I mean definitely. Also, I want to say that this isn't really safe for work too, but there are probably tons who listen to nasty sex-positive podcasts, so... Finally, I should mention that none of us are licensed professionals, so please look at this as more of sitting down with friends to hang and talk about gross dating stories, instead of advice from a therapist or a sexologist. We're here to dissect stories and figure this whole online dating thing out with you, the listener. With that being said, let's jump right into the first episode. Welcome to my cave. My cave of podcasting, my dating cave. Here you are in my dating cave.
You could see this right now. He's built basically a fort with a photo studio stand and his blankets.
It's not a photo studio.
And a box of using my prom dress and my beauty dish box.
These are the only walls that I've ever known. I've never dated
these 4 walls.
All of these 4 walls, the only walls that I've ever known. I've never dated anyone in my life. Why am I starting a podcast like that? Hi there, and welcome to You Don't Look Like Your Picture, a brief glimpse into the mysterious life of online dating. I'm a shithead. I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm a public service announcement.
I'm the big gulp you find behind the 7-Eleven. I'm KW Simpson.
I like that.
And you are... You had to say the name too.
I'm KW Simpson.
No, you're getting it all.
I didn't know if you were done.
You're getting it all wrong. How could you?
Wait, was that part of your introduction? The big gulp?
Say your name.
Are we done?
No. We're 4 minutes in, and you can't even say your name. Now I'm hot. And I can't turn on the fan because it's gonna pollute the audio.
And I'm eating sriracha chips right now.
That's not your name. That's not your name.
And I'm Shiloh Rain. That sounded really fake. It was, but...
What's your... Okay, well, people will know us. You can say your real full name if you want to. Or
Shiloh Rain Barrett.
Shiloh Rain Barrett.
Shiloh Rain.
This is your SAG name.
Shiloh Rain.
Okay, what would you put on your SAG?
Shiloh Rain.
So Shiloh Rain.
My name is Shiloh Rain.
Like, okay. Yes, okay, welcome to You Don't Look Like Your Picture, a podcast about online dating. If only you would be able to introduce yourself like this in online dating life. Online dating is something of a mystery to everyone in 2018. There have been some success stories and a lot of failure stories, and we're here to look at both of them. Mainly the failure stories, because that's the ones that are funny.
Are we really going to look at the success stories?
We'll talk about, okay, so...
Is that real? Like, are you guys really happy in that relationship? Because I feel like it's farce.
Okay, so we're 2 skeptics here in the beautiful city of Burbank, outside the city of Los Angeles, who have not been very successful with our dating lives. Me, I've been single for about 3 years. I think the last time that I hooked up with somebody was off of a Grindr hookup with some guy that I thought I knew in high school, back in December.
Wait, you thought you knew, or did you actually know him?
Apparently I didn't. He didn't remember me. I thought I saw him.
Okay, so you did go to high school with him. Wasn't just like a random dude that pretended to be someone that you knew. Okay.
We went to UConn together.
That's awkward.
And I think he stalked me for a long time, and then he saw me on Grindr and tried to hook up.
Suck my dick.
That was the worst thing, but that's another story for another time. We're talking about intros here.
There we go.
So I thought for our inaugural episode, we would talk about introducing ourselves, because that's cheesy and fuck you. That's hard to say.
You have to know who we are before you actually start listening. You have to understand if you want to commit or not.
Because starting a relationship is like starting a podcast. It's very difficult.
You have to make compromises. The compromise we're making right now is not turning the AC on.
Okay, so how about we introduce ourselves? Let's start with Shiloh first. So Shiloh, tell us a little about yourself. When did it all go wrong?
Well, it started when I was born, and then my parents died, and then I realized there was nothing left for me. But then I moved to Oklahoma.
Okay, how about I rephrase this?
I was like, I could go really in depth about
Not a full
2016.
story.
That was a dark time.
You've had a lot of experiences with online dating.
Oh, we're going with that.
We're talking
Okay.
about like our background with online dating. So tell us a little bit about that. Oh yeah, hi. She's listening.
So there was a time in 2014 where I had an OkCupid account, and it went so bad that I started publicly posting about the types of messages I would get from men on there, and it was really raunchy shit. And excuse me.
It's okay to
Okay, I didn't know. But yeah, and some guy got really pissed off about how I was responding to him and what I was doing with my posts, that he decided to make a Facebook page called Stop Shiloh 2014, to where it was like trying to call me out on my shit that I was doing, but really it was only fueling the fire. It was like, I'm going to keep doing this if I'm just going to get publicity for it. And then I just kind of fell off the grid, then went on to Tinder, and I go back and forth with Tinder. So it's not been very successful for me. What about UKW?
Well, is that let me rephrase. Is that like your entirety of like your online relationship history?
Like as far as
Is that like when it all started back in 2014?
Online, it started 2014 because I'd never done online dating before. I thought it was bullshit because you think of things like eHarmony, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't really want a commitment, but I also kind of want to fuck. So
that's why like this whole scene is like was so mysterious, and now like people are starting to get into it, and so you're getting people from like not normal parts of life, but from parts of life where like back in like 2008 they would think that this is pathetic.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Online dating and stuff like that. But now it's turned into like some sort of phenomenon where it's the only way that we meet people anymore.
Right. Well, and you hear people who actually start having a steady relationship with someone that they met on Tinder, and then they're trying to come up with these stories like, okay, let's say we met here, and I'm like, it's fucking 2018. Like, you met on Tinder. No one's going out and meeting people at bars anymore.
Oh, no, yeah, you think like in 20 years people are going to believe you if you think like, I met him on a sunset beach.
And it's like, no, you fucking didn't. No, you have social anxiety. You don't talk to anyone.
He gave CPR to my dying dog. That don't happen anymore, Mary. Okay, so about me, I am, well, you're bisexual.
Yes.
You're confirmed bisexual.
Confirmed bisexual.
So, we'll get into that later. I wanted to see like what your experiences are with men versus women. I don't want this podcast to be biased by any means.
Right.
Towards straight men. I want to give them a chance, even though they have the most horrible reputation online.
Oh my god.
Women do too. There have been some crazy women online, crazy stories about women online too. Everyone's been crazy. It's really easy to be crazy when people can't see you.
Right.
My experience with online dating, I am a homosexual man, quote unquote. No, homosexual.
Oh, I thought you were on the homosexual part. I was like, no, you're pretty gay.
I'm pretty gay, meaning I'm very much interested in men. I've tried thinking about women. It don't work.
Remember when you thought you were bi?
I thought I was bi when I was 16 and I came out. Half of it was like, oh yeah, I don't want to give up on it yet. And then like the other half was like, I kind of want this to be easy.
Like, nah.
Like that was apparently easier than just being gay. Anyways, yeah, so I'm a gay guy. I'm a gay guy. I'm a gay male. I've always had to like rely on dating apps because I have a major depressive and anxiety disorder, and it's hard for me to talk to people in general, and it's hard for me to ask that big old question, are you gay? Are you gay?
And so Grindr does it for you.
So I found out that there are applications on my iPod Touch where you can meet people, and then you can put in your orientation and meet people just like you.
Wait, is that where you met? Like, is that how you first found out about Grindr's iPod Touch?
Yep, my iPod Touch through the App Store. I was looking for.
know that.
I know. I was like one of the first users back when I was 16, and I lied about
my
my
god! How
age.
has the platform changed from when you first started using it to now?
Well, I was 16 and I was allowed to use it.
That didn't even process with me. I was like, oh, cool, you're 16 dating, cool.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I was talking to dudes who were like 21 and 22 as well, which that was, now that I think about it now,
No.
why was that
Did
happening?
they know you were 16 or did you just portray as you were 18?
I think this was on an app where they knew that I was 16.
That's weird.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right?
Wow. I never thought about that. But no, I found Grindr that way. And Grindr wasn't that big of a thing that back then. I was using something called Who's App, which was like something back like the iPod third generation, like back in like 2007 and 8. When like apps weren't really a huge thing yet. It was still in the dawning age. And like I downloaded Grindr and I didn't think it was a big thing. I thought it was stupid because like the fucking notification sound was a bongo drum. And I'm like, everybody's gonna be like, what the fuck is that noise? And like, it was just a grid of like dudes with one picture and not a lot of text to describe themselves and stuff. So I didn't really know what to make of it. It was pretty shitty at first. And then it grew. And I've pretty much met, I've met everyone that I've ever had like relations with, like intimate relations or sexual relations with, basically online. Like gay dating has completely changed to the point where like you only meet guys online unless like you really want to do the whole classic go to a gay bar and meet a guy like that, which I've never done. I'm not really interested in doing. That's a whole nother ballpark.
Because I feel like if you go to a bar and you're with your friends, the chances of people actually approaching you are slim to none, as opposed to when you're by yourself. But then you have social anxiety, and so it's like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to be in public by myself.
Yeah, that's like the only time that you're brave too. And so I've had a total of 2 relationships. I think 2 full-fledged boyfriend relationships. The first one I actually went to high school with. Then I knew him, and then like I didn't meet him online. He confessed to me online, and then we met up afterwards. And then the second one I met off Grindr. I met him off Grindr. And I think I told somebody that like, what did I say? I said something. I think I knew him from like a friend or something like that. And like we've been on a couple dates. And then I brought him. I think that was like the time when we were living with our roommate who was really particular about who he could bring home. And so I just told that story. Yeah. So I lied about it. Anyways.
Wait. I remember her fucking freaking out about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got so mad. She's like, it's not fair. KW can bring just random guys home that he's just met on the internet once. That's who it was? It was him?
I think it was him.
Wow.
Yeah. Afterwards, it hasn't been really good. Just because I think there's like that one guy was like the only one who actually really wanted to talk and like start conversations and stuff like that. Nothing really took off because for the past 3 years, my dry spell is because like I'm sort of just focusing on myself and I'm waiting for like somebody to like initiate a conversation.
That's genuine, you know?
That's genuine and they want to get to know me. I literally have not like had somebody that I'm interested in try to message me and like do that. And maybe it's like reel it in crazy, but I don't feel like that's a crazy thing. Like if you're into somebody and they genuinely want to get to know you, that's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've had so many bad experiences in the past with these same people approaching you with the same bullshit. And so you already know those red flags. You can sense it with how they approach you. Like if the first thing they say is, hey, how's it going? And they send you a picture of their dick, you're like, well, apparently it's not going very well for you. But
that's like polluted my mind to the point where I don't like
where you think everyone's disingenuous. So why would you trust anything that they say? And it's on the internet, so you're super skeptical about that.
So that brings us into what we should do for introductions. That was a great segue,
right?
Into my little next bit: how to introduce yourself to someone you've met online for the first time, which is a great title that I just I have written down here.
Okay.
So what do you do? How do you? Okay, let's start to you because you have had like meetups with guys and like relationships with guys that you've met online. Mm-hmm. How do you know what'll work and what won't?
I always look for how they're talking to me. So if they ask me a question and then I give a long-winded answer, if they don't really give me anything to work with, they're like, oh, that's cool. then I'm thinking, okay, this person doesn't really care about anything that I'm saying right now. So if we even met up and had a conversation, it would go nowhere. We wouldn't be able to add anything to it. And I feel like that it would just be a waste of time if I met up with them. More than some people, they just seem super desperate to meet up with me. Like, oh yeah, let's meet up. After like the first 5 seconds of talking to them, then I know, no, I don't want to see you. I don't even know who you are. I don't know what your interests are. And so I think me, though, being a woman, I have to be extra careful with who I'm meeting up with. And you just know that gut feeling when you're talking to someone and you're thinking, this doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. But the people that I do meet up with, I have these long, drawn-out conversations with them for hours. And then I think, okay, yeah, if this is how it is talking to them via messenger or text, then I know that this is going to translate to meeting them in person and having a face-to-face conversation. And 9 times out of 10, that's typically what happens.
Right. It's like, as a woman, you have to be even more careful about that kind of stuff. Why? It's like, nobody like fucking realizes that it's the point where like, I don't know. You only have text to go off of.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to hope to God that these are their pictures. Like, if my rule of thumb is on Tinder, or even really any dating platform, if they have less than 2 pictures, I'm not going to invest in them at all because it doesn't seem like it's real. And if they look really hot, I'm just going to assume that it's not real because it's probably not. Like, let's be honest, people like you are not having to use a dating platform.
It ain't gonna work. Yeah, that's kind of my experience too. I've had just very short-sighted like answers. It's kind of, I want to say like it's different for gay people than it is for straight people. Mm-hmm. But you know that if straight people were given Grindr, a straight version of Grindr, this would happen to girls constantly. They would always be getting dick pics as the first message.
Oh my, that was, if OkCupid could send pictures, holy shit, I would have gotten so many dick pics.
Fucking app developers have to block that whole capability because they're like, oh no.
Yeah.
If we give straight guys the ability to fucking send their dicks
instantaneously, God.
It's gonna happen constantly. So with gay guys, it's more just like, oh yeah, well they're sexual in nature, so that's just how they talk. They just start off.
Is it? I was like, they're not animals; they're human beings. So I'm not going to give them that cop out. No, thank you.
Torso pics and dick pics, please. And so that's just kind of how it is. I've had just experiences where guys constantly message you, "Hey, how's it going? Hey, you're really cute. Hey, cutie." I've gotten like such weird fucking messages. I want to see if I can find one real quick, actually. I think it was this one dude who just got, like, fed up. He was like, I want to fucking breed you if you're HIV negative.
Oh, yeah, that fucker.
And he, like, then he went off on a tangent. He kind of did the whole fucking nice guy thing, but for gay guys, he was just like, fuck you. You look very unsuccessful with your life.
Yeah, like, it's like, who the fuck are you? You don't even know who I am. You're trying to make judgments based off of whatever you're reading on my fucking Facebook or Instagram.
About right now.
Well, and I think for people, the ones that I meet up with in person too, when they first message me, it's nothing. It's not really super cheesy. It's more of they're introducing themselves and they're trying to respond to something that I posted on my profile, or they're really just laying it out like, this is who I am, tell me more about yourself. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, this person actually seems like they care about what I'm going to have to say, as opposed to like, hey, you're hot. And I'm thinking, I know.
And then
thank you.
And then they go out and be like, "Oh, we don't have to be fucking stuck
yeah,
up
exactly." And then I'm a fucking self-absorbed
what
bitch.
Do you want
or then
it's
like, you want me to pretend like I'm insecure because I'm not.
What is the correct answer?
Exactly. Like, oh, fuck me right now.
This isn't a test question. This is like a.
What did you want me to say?
I'm a human being with thoughts and feelings.
You can
I will give a response that's correct.
Right. And then guys like, what? I can't compliment. It's like there's certain ways to compliment. You don't say you're hot. You say, I think you're beautiful. I love your eyes. Something like that. There's
even
so, it's still unsettling.
There's a time and a place.
Exactly. Like not the first thing that you say to someone.
Right.
Whenever you're just now talking to them.
Look, why would you download Tinder if you don't want to be like that?
Because I didn't think I was going to be fucking objectified by you to date Derek, but here we are.
Okay, so yeah, rule number 1, don't expect like the person that you're talking to give you the time of day. You shouldn't expect people to do shit for you just because they download a dating app.
Just because they matched with you on fucking Tinder.
Because they matched with you on Tinder. Literally,
you're there to make a connection. It's not like fucking a business connection or something like that. But like, think about it like that. Why do you make a business connection? It's because like you want to just to establish a relationship, an ongoing relationship with somebody. And so like you're polite and you go through the whole like fucking motions in order to like establish something with that person so that they come back to you later in the future.
Right.
Whereas with a fucking Tinder match, that doesn't happen. It's literally like, for a lot of people, it's just like, I'm just going to go get straight to the point. Let's fuck or not.
Yeah, exactly. Like they seem so fucking angry on there too, especially when they don't get what they want and they're very pushy.
Like,
and so I just have to unmatch with people sometimes. I'm like, no, you're not.
They're horngry.
Yes.
Horny angry.
Horngry.
So, yeah, there are correct ways and there are incorrect ways of doing this. Mm-hmm. We've gone through a little bit of the correct ways to do it. Do you have any other, like, correct ways to really introduce yourself to somebody? Just don't be an asshole. Well,
Don't think with your fucking genitals, basically. Like, quit acting like that's an excuse to be a douchebag. I'm sorry, it's not. I don't care how you were raised, and if that's how you were raised, and I'm concerned about your parents' ethics and morals.
I mean,
or the people that you hang around. I don't know. I was like, that's not appropriate behavior, in my opinion.
For one thing, you're meeting somebody to sort of establish, not sort of, you're getting to know somebody on an intimate level. You really should like try to get to know them. And like, if you feel like it's a waste of time, then don't get to know people or try to find like-minded people like you. And here's the thing too, people don't read other people's descriptions and they don't read like what they want or something like that.
Oh my God.
They go based off the picture. They go based off, oh, he's hot. I'm going to see if he wants to suck my to do stuff with my undercarriage.
And then they ask you a fucking question that you've already answered on your profile. It's like, well, if you actually paid attention and read that small, like, it's like 140 characters. It's literally like a tweet. It's not a novel.
I literally like obsessed with my fucking About Me for about an hour and you didn't take the time to read it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you kind of could have gotten the whole point of like, is this person into wanting just sex or just actually wanting to meet people?
And you know what?
So many people like get angry about that too whenever they were just like, no, did you not read my profile? Like, I don't need to read your profile. I thought you were hot.
Yeah, and so like when I'm on things like Tinder, I look at their profile and see what it actually says. Because if it says something stupid like, I got trapped in an elevator once, surprisingly it was alright, or just some bullshit thing, and I'm just thinking, okay, look, are you here to meet people or no? I mean, there's other things you can say, like introduce yourself. This isn't about me. No, I'm gonna post something witty or funny or edgy that's gonna be different than everyone else. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares.
Man, you are off on it. God, I'm the type of person. Here's the thing, though. It comes to a point where you just don't take it seriously anymore. Exactly.
Like, if you're not taking it seriously, then whatever. I don't care. But if you're actually trying to meet people and you post that, don't expect to meet genuine people.
I mean,
are
you attacking me?
Yes.
Because how
can you take Grindr seriously when 99% of the people that come into contact with you send you dick pics?
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe people are just getting like disenfranchised with the whole idea of like online dating or like how genuine people are online, because people just kind of aren't. They're more like trying to show off the best qualities of themselves, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know what they define as best quality, but they need to reanalyze that.
They sure are fucking showing it. Okay, so we've gone over like the correct ways of introducing yourselves. Let's go over some of the incorrect ways of introducing yourselves.
I thought we were already doing that.
Well, I guess we have. There's been a lot of incorrect ways of introducing yourselves, and nobody knows how to incorrectly introduce themselves.
I feel like another incorrect way is like a really cheesy pickup line. What's the one with I'm an archaeologist or something that has to do with a bone and then getting a boner or some bullshit like that? I'm like, first of all, there's not even a bone there. It's your blood flow.
Well, don't speak too soon, Judy, because I got one right here for you.
Oh, perfect. Is this the story?
I got a lot of stories for you. We're going to... Okay, so first off, I want to get into examples of incorrect ways to introduce yourself. And I've got a ton of these brought up on my end. Let's say we're watching a movie, spooning, and I get rock hard just from smelling your hair.
Oh my God.
What do? That's the first message. She responds. I scream loudly as I realize you've turned into a concrete statue of yourself. As I struggle to break free of your stony embrace, Your arm cracks, and you crumble and become dust. I vacuum your remains and then make some popcorn, probably. Like, what do you say to that?
What? Wait, was that his response to him? Is he spooning himself getting a boner?
No, this is from OkCupid. Surprisingly, a lot of these are from OkCupid.
That's where all my best ones were from.
Oh my god. Why does that bring out the worst in people? It's just that app. Well, all apps, but just OkCupid has some of the worst stories. No, so the dude was like, let's say we're watching a movie and spooning, and I get rock hard just from smelling your hair. What do you do? And then she responds with that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And that's apparently a pickup line.
Why?
Has it worked? Does it work?
Did he meet up with her? I just want to know.
Is that like your first impression? Is this how I want to know you? Is this how you want like other people to know you for?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, would you say this to someone in person? You know what I mean?
My first impressions
if you were having
of
a face-to-face conversation, is that something you would actually say to them?
My first impressions of you is that you are a statue and
Hope
you
to
like
God the answer is no.
I have another one here. All right, another don't get a person's number or info or contact info through a friend or some shit like that, or like stalk
like
them
a
to the
blind
point.
date or something.
No, hear me out. Like, don't stalk somebody and like get their info and then message them out of the blue like this.
Oh.
Here's one. Hey, I was at your gig in Kuopio a few months back and really liked your sound. Do you do private gigs? She responds, hi, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do. What kind of event are we talking about and where or when? I have a few wedding gigs already booked next month. He says, you're so beautiful.
What the fuck?
She says, thank you.
Thanks.
So, about the event? He says, it's not an event, really. I was thinking just you and me at my place. Some wine and good food.
That is so fucking creepy.
You're so beautiful and fun, and it'd be an honor to get to know you better.
Oh.
She says,
nah.
thank you for the offer, but I'll pass. Very nice, very good.
Right, she doesn't have to be, but yes, that's what she's doing.
With like what's happening.
Right.
He says, why? You would love it. I promise, but I understand. You're a beautiful woman, and I'm just a nobody.
No, you're fucking creepy and I have standards.
She responds, to me, what you're offering sounds more like a date than a gig. I appreciate your kindness, but I do music for work, hence take it very seriously. On top of that, I am interested in somebody already. And then he goes off.
Oh my god.
I should have known. You just think you're too good for me, fucking bitch.
What the fuck?
You're interested, but not dating? Then he doesn't cherish and love you like a lady should be treated. But no wonder, since you're just a dumb cunt who doesn't know what is best for her. I ain't interested anymore. Go be a slut and wonder later why your life is shit because you didn't give a single chance to a good guy. Kill yourself. Milady.
He's probably a member of Incel, let's be honest. Just the entitlement that men fucking have when they talk to women that are rejecting them fucking floors me.
I just want to say this as a general statement. You look like a complete idiot if you come onto somebody
so
strongly like that and then do a complete
180
and just be like, fine, you're ugly
fine,
anyways,
you fucking
dumb
bitch.
cunt.
Like, what if
What
the majority
are you talking
of the
about?
people were doing, like, especially, like, if you reverse the roles, like, a woman doing that to a man, they'd be like, this fucking, what the hell are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, they would say, that's not okay, but, you know, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, so that's a problem there in itself, and I do get that on the occasion. Have you ever gotten, like, somebody, like, turning around like that, 180, and just, like, going off of you because you rejected them or their advances?
I'm sure I have before. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there was I remember one guy, I just got a really bad feeling from him, and it didn't sit. No. That's a different story. So I'm going to stop that one because I thought of another one.
Okay.
No, there was one guy. It was actually on OkCupid. He kept messaging me saying, "Hey, how are you doing? Like, how's it going?" And like, whenever you're using OkCupid and you go to their profile, it shows that you went to their profile and looked at it.
Oh, the view thing.
So, because, you're looking, you're like, okay, this person's messaging me. Let me look at their profile. And then you see, okay, it's not actually someone I would message back.
I saw that you looked at my
yeah,
profile.
And then they know that you're ignoring them when you don't message back. And they're like, oh, so what? Am I basically essentially the same thing, like, am I not good enough for you? And I said, actually, you know what? I'm not interested in you. You're not my type. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And if like, you can't accept that, then I'm going to block you.
You're trying to sell yourself.
Yeah, he was. He messaged me over and over again. I finally had to just tell him point blank, like, no, I'm not interested in you.
Hell?
Leave me alone.
It's part desperation, also just part delusionment.
Exactly.
It's like, and here's the thing too, a lot of men, like, I don't want to go off on like men because I can do this all day.
We can generalize about men.
Generalizing about men.
Not all men.
Not all men. Generalizing about anyone is not okay, but like, it's just men do this to the point where it's just like...
They do it enough that we can generalize them, okay?
Wow. And of course, not all men are going to be like this, but...
Enough men have done this.
Are doing this where it's a problem. And there are women too who've done some crazy shit and who get way too over-emotional. But like...
Difference is we acknowledge it.
That's the thing. And some women actually don't acknowledge it. But like, that's just another thing in general. There is like a problem where like men get angry because they get rejected.
Because they don't know how to deal with rejection. Because they think that if they get rejected, that they have to, keep going and keep going and keep going and trying again. Like, your persistence is actually putting me off.
Like, coercion is going to make somebody love you.
Exactly. That's not how it works.
That's not healthy, dude. That ain't healthy. That ain't healthy, Mike. Okay, I got another one. Hey, I got your number from Ashley and was wondering if you wanted to go out this Saturday. I don't even know who this is. Oh, it's Mike. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say no. And in the future, you should ask someone for their number directly. He comes back. All right, well, fuck you, whore. Bet you'd say yes if that was that asshole Steve asking. What? Kill yourself. Why?
What? Don't ever.
Don't
okay,
ever
just so you know, guys, don't ever tell
themselves.
someone to kill themselves. I don't fucking care who they are. Don't ever tell someone to kill themselves. I joke about saying I'm going to kill myself, but that's because I'm doing it to myself.
That's another... Okay.
It's different, but anyways.
Different. Here's the thing. This is literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8 lines of conversation, and this is like the impression this person has of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Immediately.
You've really just set the tone for how the rest of this conversation is going to go, if there's even any more to be added onto it.
And the bad thing is, people blame other people for it. Okay. Oh. The no response anger.
Yep.
Here's another thing, too. Ghosting. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Have you been ghosted before?
I ghost people all the time, but
Same.
I do get ghosted too. But the thing is, I can read it and I can be like, oh, all right, well, he's not into me. I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
I get a little bit maybe butthurt. Maybe that's my own problem. And I deal
right,
with it.
but you deal with it in an appropriate manner. Not like harassing him, saying, why are you fucking messaging me? What the hell's going on? What's wrong with you? You fucking dick.
I don't harass him.
Yeah.
I harass myself.
Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of acceptable. There's probably better ways to do it, but
no,
whatever.
That's a healthy way of doing it. So yeah, I guess like this was Bumble, and Bumble is a different app where like women have to message first.
What if there's 2 guys?
Actually, if it's 2 guys, it's kind of up in the air.
No one messages each other.
No one They match, but they never were able to talk to each other. It's really weird. Like, I don't know why I haven't met anybody yet.
Fuck.
If a man matches with a woman, the woman has to talk first. That's Bumble's policy. Mm-hmm. And so she matches with him. She says, hey. She starts off with, hey. He says, hey. And then he responds, that's it? That's all you can fucking muster when you're forced to message someone that you physically liked on here? That's the problem with women these days. They can't fucking do shit themselves. This app is supposed to encourage girls to speak first and not encourage the double standard of guys being the first to say something. Bitches these days. She responds, I don't have the fucking notifications on for this app. I do have a life outside of this. You're gross. Have a nice life.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Fucking bitches. Let me tell you about bitches.
What happened? Did somebody hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Really? You can't control your freaking anger. Oh my
It's
God.
one thing to be frustrated,
Like the
but
fact that they're lashing out like that. It's like they went from 0 to 100 in 0.5 seconds.
strangers don't owe you anything.
Also, how long did he wait in between from his hey back to her to
Okay.
when he sent that fucking outrageous message?
I think it was like a day.
Okay. Still not
It's-
okay,
it's
just so
still
you
not
know. I'm
okay.
just curious because
It's
sometimes they
never
wait
okay.
like, 10, 20 minutes and then they just fucking freak out.
It's like really not okay
It's
to
bad.
explode over something
No,
like that.
like, you
For one
shouldn't.
thing, she didn't. Of course, she just started with a hey,
Yeah.
and then he came back with a hey. So they both didn't really start off with like.
No, they didn't really give each other much
Something
to
to
work
work
with. You know
with.
what I mean? Because, I mean, if someone just says, hey, I'm probably just going to say, hey,
What are
how's
you
it going
supposed
back?
to
I mean,
say?
what are you going to say? Let me tell you my life story. Because they probably don't care if they're just saying, hey.
Now, on that note, here are some things.
Still does not warrant that response, though.
You don't start off conversations like what I'm about to show you. Okay, so this is an older gentleman, and he says, "You are very beautiful, actually stunning. Dating is so fake today. Everyone lies, and it's just stressful. I am very direct and honest. So, would you be down for an ongoing sugar baby arrangement? I'm busy, so I have no time for drama or courting, per se, which is why I'm saying this all right now. This is for you, and you only." That's bullshit, because this looks like a copy-paste message.
Right.
So I only would be sleeping with you. Smiley face. But this would benefit us both. XO, dollar sign.
How many dollar signs are we talking?
$3 signs.
I need 4, sorry. You can't afford me if you can't put $4 signs in that message.
What is it? Well, it's talking, texting, and friendship built on respect. I can say words. And trust. We see each other on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. You help me, XXX, and I help you, dollar sign. Happy face. And if you want, we can add dinners, cocktails, movies, boating.
But you say boating?
Boating.
What kind of boat are we talking about? Like a jet ski or a yacht?
Wieneries,
Wieneries?
etc. So do you accept my agreement? Oh, and he was very
Is this a contract? Is this like 50 Shades of Grey?
very polite and putting a check yes or no box. As if you could actually write in. And then she actually took a Sharpie and then wrote in no.
Oh
then she
my
checked that.
god.
She responds, no, thank you. And then he says, oh, damn, I would spoil you, but okay. Like in like one line.
What? That's it?
Yeah, that's
Okay, that's how you know it was fucking copy and pasted, for sure.
Okay.
God. Just donate to my PayPal.
So just sugar daddies in general, first off,
Could you ever do that? Do you think you could ever, in good conscience, do that?
not with a stranger. That's the thing. I can't
Like, do
develop...
some pretty woman shit?
No, like, even in Pretty Woman, she okay, well, at first off, she was just kind of like, she was there for one
Yeah,
reason.
she's kind of ambivalent about
She's
doing it
ambivalent.
anyways.
She's like, yeah,
She's
well,
like,
let's
it's gonna
fuck,
go a lot of
man.
money, so fuck it.
And then the dude was like, no, man, I want to get to know you. And like, at first, they didn't like want to do that with each other. Or he didn't want to do that with her.
Yeah.
She was just kind of there for the money.
Right.
And then that became like some type of like courtship, and they got to know each other, and then that turned into like a whole...
it was love.
Then it was love. But that's the thing, they got to know each other, and that's just a movie. But even with like a sugar daddy in general,
Even
like,
if you knew them, do you think you'd be okay with like them paying for every single thing?
if that's what they wanted to do, I would like to talk with them. I like to get to know them, and I would like to
Right.
develop a relationship. I can't. I'm not the type of person that can really. I'm sure there are type of people who can be like, yeah, let's go for it. But I'm not that. I'm not that type of person.
And I'm not. Don't think that we're discounting people that do sex work or have that lifestyle, because that's totally okay. Just
That's
for us
alright.
personally, we couldn't really do that.
No, but these.
It's
types
just not
of,
for us.
Here's the thing: these types of guys don't really give you a lot to work with.
No.
They send you this long ass message about how they would take care of you and spoil you and stuff like that.
But that means nothing. Like,
provide no
like
info.
the fucking mantra that actions speak louder than words is so fucking true.
It's almost scary. They provide no info as to who they are,
Right.
no picture, no.
Wait, this guy didn't have a
no
picture?
discussion. No picture.
I hate that.
No
I hate
discussion
that.
about like how things would work. It's more just like a. It's like a fucking.
Here's what I want.
flyer.
Now do it.
It's literally if you found like a flyer on the side of a street being like looking for a sexy hot woman for me to spoil. No picture or anything like that. Call this number. You think he's gonna get any fucking calls?
No,
That's
exactly.
sketchy.
God.
It's almost kidnapping.
You can't. How do you
in a
trust
way.
that? I mean,
How do you
honestly, how can you
that?
trust that?
Okay, there's another one. Hi. Sorry for randomly messaging you, but you look as amazing as the Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm looking
Okay.
for a long-term loyal serious
Then you can just
relationship.
stop right there. After the Amazing Spider-Man, I would have stopped reading.
I gotta finish like these guys did. I'm looking for long-term, loyal, serious relationship. No, I'm not joking. Okay, I'm looking for long-term, loyal, serious relationship.
Okay.
And it said you were single, so I randomly messaged you. Smiley face, but it's backwards with a C. Is that like a fox emoji? I think it's like a bear emoji, then fox emoji.
I think it said a thought emoji. I was like,
Thought.
where is
there
that?
a thought emoji? Sorry if I'm cheesy. Lol. It sounds like he's throwing up. She says, sorry, I already have an awesome boyfriend, actually. He says, good for you, kid. Don't gotta rub it in my face, you dumb cunt.
Yeah, thanks for telling me that now, Karen, that you have a boyfriend, you fucking bitch.
180.
Oh
These
my
people,
God.
It's so good.
And you know what? I feel really bad for women, too, that have to say that they have a partner in order for men to hopefully back off of them, to
Right.
see them as someone else's property, which is bullshit.
I mean, for one thing,
If I say no, it means no. It doesn't mean try again later.
yeah, we should live in a world where people should just say no and people
Where
should be
no
like,
actually
"Alright."
means no and not,
Like, there's no investment here. The only thing you invested was the 2 minutes to send your dick pic, man.
Did he send a dick pic?
I didn't send it.
I was about to say, let me see. We're going to critique it right now.
No, we don't critique. Oh, maybe later we can
Maybe we
critique
could
dick
critique dick pics in one episode. That would be great.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. Subscribe to our Patreon, then maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one too. I can't stand it when guys do this.
Oh, God.
Or when anybody does this, really, because I've seen women do this too. Asterisk, pins you on bed.
No.
Asterisk, caress you like princess.
What does that mean?
Sleep well, my princess. Asterisk, kisses your lips for 3 hours.
Is this like a fanfic I wrote? Like some hentai that I wrote like 10 years ago? Yaoi?
3 hours?
Wait, for 3 hours? What is he doing for 3 hours?
He's
Caressing?
kissing her lips for 3
Are
hours.
they I feel like they're chafing at that point.
He's
I just
kissing her
feel like,
lips for
is it
3
making like an
hours.
indent in my lips? Because it's like taking that there's no way you can kiss him for 3
my
hours.
God. Her lips are gone.
tried.
Okay.
What?
Her lips are gone.
They're gone. I was like, oh my, there's no way you can do that.
He took like an eraser and erased them. Don't worry, Sig.
What does that mean?
I think he tried to spell it Shug, but he spelled it S-Y-G.
Chib?
Shug.
What? Chig?
Shug.
Shug?
But like he spelled it S-Y-G.
Like Shug? Like Peggy?
Luann Shug.
No, wait, not Luann. Who's the one
the
that
weather
says
lady.
the weather lady? That's Dale's wife.
Dale's wife.
Sorry, I don't know her name, guys. But I am a King of the Hill fan.
What kind of podcast host are you?
Sorry.
We've talked about
I don't
this.
know my pop culture
You're
references
supposed
unless
to
it's Real Housewives.
You're supposed to extensively have a background of King of the Hill
I know.
in order to come onto a online
Fuck, I
dating
thought I put that
relationship.
on my
podcast.
resume.
It goes on. Asterisk hugs you passionately together and goes to sleep. First off, sweat. That sucks. I can't hug anybody while I sleep because you just get sticky and sweaty.
No, it's gross. Like even with the
with your
AC
clothes,
on,
even
I'm
with
just
the AC
I
on.
can't get see. I'm not one of those people that can get comfortable holding someone unless I'm holding a stuffed animal or hugging like a body pillow is different. But holding a person is not comfortable in my opinion. For a little bit, sure, but then it just gets kind of awkward after a while.
Yeah, but yeah, Shiloh. But you know what the difference between that and one of these guys is? You can let go. These guys can't. These people can't.
They're
let
like
go.
leeches. They'll cling onto you and then they just like keep sucking. My lips apparently.
We're not here to make fun of people,
I'm here to judge
We very
the
much
fuck
are.
out of these people.
But we are here to really facilitate more healthy relationships by
Exactly. Well, you guys know
discovering
this
and
is
critiquing
not
people.
okay or proper behavior.
This
You
isn't
want to
proper
debate about it?
behavior.
Email me at
have set up-
yikesdating@gmail.com and we can have a debate
you
about
can't
it.
give out our email address.
Oh,
We've set
well,
up a
it's okay.
special email address for people with complaints.
Email me at @it's_Shiloh at
Email
Twitter and we
me.
can debate about it there.
Email me at dateyourdad@gmail.com.
Is that like our talking shit
is our-
email where we're just gonna
Yeah.
fucking fight with everyone? Okay.
They've set up a
I'm okay
special
with that.
email.
Let me know so I can start some
I'm
shit.
literally pointing at a toilet right now. Okay. Yeah. So that's our intro, really.
Was that an intro?
That's all the intros, and we talked about intros, and that's all I got here.
I actually found two from my Stop Shiloh 2014. There were two intros that I found.
Oh, please elaborate.
And you won't remember them, and I didn't really remember them until I reread it, and I was like, oh my fucking god.
Okay.
This one's very long, so be prepared.
Okay, I'm prepared. I got a crispy Diet Coke.
My crispy dyke. I got my Barefoot Pink Moscato. It's California deliciously sweet, and it's only $7 from Sprouts.
Jessica, are you barefoot?
That's drinking on a budget
if you
for
don't
ya.
drink that barefoot, you'll
That
poison
barefoot.
yourself.
Okay, so this one.
Okay.
All right, this was the very first thing that this guy said to me.
Okay.
Hey, sweetheart. I noticed your profile and thought I'd drop you a message to see where it goes.
First off,
Oh, is that what you're doing? Is that what you're just dropping
sorry,
me a message?
no. Okay, here's a rule: we can't comment unless you read the entire thing. Yeah, keep
Okay,
reading. Okay, so
okay.
keep reading. Keep reading.
Okay. I'm gonna say his name because this was like 4 years ago. A lot of people have this name.
Are you sure? I want to keep things anonymous. Here's the thing: if you said it in a story and we're reading it, we like to keep things anonymous unless you legitimately want us to say your name. And I want to make that a rule right now. So out of respect, maybe we should
I'll
keep
change the name then.
Okay, let's change the name.
Okay. My name is Derek.
there you
And
go.
I'm looking for a sweet sub slave to own in a consensual 24/7 TPE real-time relationship.
Oh my god, I have to work.
If this kind of thing interests you, let me know. If not, then please ignore, delete the message. Derek. What does TPE stand for? That was my first question. What does that stand for? Because I don't even think I responded to that, but I was like, yes, a sweet submissive slave.
Was that the only-
That's the role I want to do. That was on OkCupid.
Was that the only one though? Was that the only message? Did he actually stop after that?
I don't know if I messaged back because it was just a screenshot
Right.
of that introduction part because it was the very first thing that he had said to me. And I'm thinking,
Still though.
I was like, but the thing is, my profile didn't really stir up those kinds. I was trying not to attract those kinds of people, and I specifically said, do not message me if you're into A, B, and C, please.
Look, man, you got to go through a lot of Craigslist in order to get to the person that you're trying to look for.
Yeah, exactly. But just don't
I know.
put all that on me because that's overstimulating. I'm thinking that's not what I wanted, and then you're just.
That is though. That is everybody who intros like that with like a fucking like.
That's not
Craig's-
the bio that I wanted. That's not the I'm gonna be genuine and
Like
tell
a
her
Craig-
exactly what I'm looking for. Please don't. Actually, keep that to yourself.
Like when a person fucking starts off with a Craigslist bio person.
Yes, exactly.
Personal,
If
so male seeking female.
right,
type
exactly.
Of shit. That's not a conversation.
No, it's not. It's not.
Imagine if like real people just walked up and be like I'm a single white male into piss play, looking for my toilet. I mean,
I mean, if my profile was something along the lines of looking for someone to play with or have fun with, then that's different.
I can't stand that though.
But I mean, but if that's what my profile
Yeah,
said, and not saying,
yeah.
"Hey, this is who I am. I like to do this for fun. These are my hobbies and interests. This is my favorite band." That's what my profile was like.
This is just like a personal thing though. I can't stand it. I cannot.
No, I would
stand
never
it
match with someone that's just
When
looking for fun.
somebody, no. I can't stand it when somebody says sex as play.
Oh
looking
my
for
God.
somebody to play with.
It's like, am I a toy?
Am
I an object that you're just gonna fling
That
around
is-
the room?
Really creepy to me. I cannot stand that.
Because then they're not seeing you as a person; they're seeing you as this object
sex
that they're
object.
exactly like I'm a sex toy.
Or like a sex thing. A good sex thing.
A good sex thing. Yes, the thing that's good with sex.
Said you had another one?
And yeah, and this one is just very straight to the point. First message that he sends me says, come over and get pounded. And then to which I responded, I'm against domestic violence. Oh my god.
Oh god.
But also, like, come over and get pounded. Yeah, nice to meet you too.
I wonder if those types of people actually. Well, I guess we've seen that. Like people's reaction, like their reactions if like they use that line with a bunch of people, and then it ends up they just end up getting angry instead of taking a good look at themselves and be like,
You know what, guys? If you're listening to this and you've used this line and this has worked on someone,
Guys and
please
girls.
let me know. Please, because I want to know. Because I've never seen this work once. So if this has, I actually want to see that.
I think guys or girls, like anybody who like starts off trying to develop a connection like that, and if you're trying to start developing a connection like that and you end up making a connection, maybe that's not the right kind of connection.
Yeah, it's like that sounds very toxic. Actually,
I mean, y'all have to be looking for the same thing. It has to be consensual.
Right.
The reason toxic relationships start off is because I feel like they start off like A, not being consensual, B, not really looking for the same things
Or
that each
you're
other are looking
insecure
for.
about something,
Or
or
they're insecure about
there's a
something.
lot of issues going on
There's
that
a
you
bunch
probably
of
haven't
stuff.
addressed yet.
Bunch of
And
red flags.
it's really easy to just say, okay, this is what I want right now because no one else is going to give me what I actually need, and that's not the case. But you have to be able to see that. Not a lot of times people don't or can't.
So we've gone through a good number of how to introduce yourself types of situations. Hey, Shiloh, do you want to tell a story?
You know what? I think, to end this, let's end it with a story time.
Let's end up... Okay, so this is a segment we like to call... I don't know. We don't really have a name for this yet. American Dating Story sounds fucking cheesy, and Ryan Murphy's going to give me a good
I'll say
cease
American
and
Horror Story.
desist.
American Horror Story Tinder or OkCupid.
And that just sounds cheesy.
Right.
I'm going to call it Date Club. Let's call this segment Date Club for now.
Or your original idea with Yikes.
Or Yikes. Maybe Yikes
Yikes Dating.
Yikes Dates.
Yeah, we'll play around with it.
We'll play around with this, but this is basically a segment where we read from either friends, family, or online resources the worst dating stories that there have been. These can either range from just regular online dating horror stories like meetups, because let's face it, meeting up with people for the first time is a horror story in itself. Or this can be just regular good old-fashioned dating stories that just went south. So we've both collected a few. We're just going to read the best ofs here. Shala, do you want to start off?
I do.
Okay.
I really do.
So some rules, like we said, we're going to keep these anonymous because these have been submitted. And also we're finding these online too, so we're going to keep those names anonymous unless you legitimately want us to really...
Then we will, if you insist.
If you insist, but this is our first one, so we don't really have anybody telling us that they want it. So, yeah, take it away.
Okay, so, well, I mean, it's not going to take a while to get through, but it's like, I think there's...
No. This is art. This is like jazz. Okay, we play it by
You
ear.
like jazz?
You like jazz? These people, dating stories are like jazz. You play it by ear, and you speak really softly.
It makes no sense.
And then you cry in the end. Take it away, Blues Brother.
All right, here we go. When I was a junior at the University of Oklahoma, I met up with a friend on campus one afternoon for dinner. She wanted to come back to my apartment after dinner to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We had talked about the movie a few weeks before this. However, when we got to the apartment, she insisted that we watch it in Italian with Portuguese subtitles.
Keep going.
She was studying Portuguese, and she knew I had taken some Italian courses.
Oh, it hurts. Keep going.
But I was nowhere near fluent, and so watching a 3+ hour movie in Italian was going to be a struggle. I asked if we could just watch it in English with Portuguese subtitles, but she kept insisting, so I finally agreed. About an hour into the movie, she asks if we can play a game of chess.
Oh, no.
I found this very odd since she was the one who wanted to watch the movie in the first place, but I went to grab my chessboard anyway. We played one game of chess while the movie was still playing in the background. Mind you, it was in Italian. And she won. And then she said she had to leave. The movie wasn't even halfway over. I don't think I've seen her since that day.
I mean, this doesn't sound like things went completely south.
It wasn't completely south, it's just really weird.
I mean,
Such a weird request, and she was so adamant about watching The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That was in Italian, but with Portuguese subtitles. This should exist?
I mean,
What? That's like,
she's kind of quirky.
she's kind of quirky.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, there have been a bunch of like hipster chicks like that who like, I want my man to bring me
To be cultured.
and bring me kale with
7 different languages.
different
While I put
languages.
basil in my vagina
While
to
I
treat my flu
stick
and yeast infection.
while I stick hummus in my ears while I listen to Die Antwoord. Boy, this went way off. What were we talking
Just
about?
like, imagine. So, are people kind of dubbing over Clint Eastwood's voice in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in Italian? And they're like, let's just throw Portuguese subtitles on top of it. Is that like a popular thing that they do? That's actually an honest question.
Look, there are tons of people throughout all walks of life that want to watch things in their own special way.
You know what we could do to benefit each other? This would kind of be a symbiotic relationship in a sense, as if we watched a Miyazaki film. No, because it has to be in a different language. So if we watched, let's think.
Just
A film in Spanish that was dubbed over in French with Japanese subtitles.
none of us would be able to understand anything.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
I think this is like an honest thing here. Maybe she was trying to show off her good reading and speaking skills. So,
I
like,
speak very well.
I can only read in Italian while only listening to Portuguese.
Wait, she was studying Portuguese and excuse me.
I don't know.
And he had taken some Italian, which means he probably know some stuff about opera or something. I don't know. He's like, oh, shit's in fucking Italian, so I've taken some Italian. He's like, no, you just know what these words mean in operas, not actually how to have a conversation.
I mean, sure. Maybe it's like a.
Now it sounds like I'm shitting on the person who told the story. I'm not. I'm just
it's like a quirk. It's a good quirky like. You always hear stories like that from grandparents and like, how did you meet your grandmother? And I'm like, oh, well, she wanted to watch The Good, Bad, and the Ugly
in
Portuguese,
in Italian with Portuguese subtitles.
I've mixed it up. Is it Italian with Portuguese subtitles, or is it Portuguese with Italian subtitles?
It's not Portuguese.
It makes a difference here.
Portuguese.
Portuguese, the port of geese. Anyways, moving on. I got one here. Let me pull it up.
Oh, so you did find a story.
I did.
I thought you didn't have any.
I did. It's just the person, my contact.
Did or you didn't?
My contact kind of went to bed. Okay, my worst first date. And this is by The Music Man. I'm calling him that. The
Music Man.
Thought we were going to the movies. Oh man, I bumped the mic. Oops. Sorry. Excuse me while I just bumped your ears.
My ass.
Thought we were going to the movies, but when he picked me up, he said we were going to Sonic instead. Now, I went along because I was 17 and full of raging hormones. When we got to the Sonic, he parked behind the dumpster. He said he wanted to fool around a bit and that nobody would see because his windows were hella tinted.
Hella tinted.
I said fine. Again, hormones. I climbed into the back seat, and that's when he put on his scrubs.
Like TLC scrubs?
No, like his nurse scrubs.
No!
Yes, scrubs.
Scrubs!
I am no Superman. He wanted to do a doctor-patient role play. I'm not totally on board with this, but I'm too blindsided by this to say no. So he's getting my vitals, and I'm trying to.
Wait, where is he checking for her vitals?
I don't know, his dick or something. So he's getting my vitals.
What's the diagnosis?
Fucking stop it! I'm trying to tell the story. So he's getting my vitals, and I try to kiss him. He freaks and says he wants his first kiss to be when he marries his wife.
Wait,
I'm done with the date at this point, but he wants to keep going. I ask him to take me home. He's naked.
what the fuck? Where did your scrubs go?
This is awkward. I let him have just enough fun to not risk being stranded without a ride home, but the date was pretty much doomed from the moment he parked behind a Sonic dumpster. What went wrong?
I don't know, Mary. I really think,
Oh, God.
it started when he probably parked behind the dumpster at Sonic.
What happened?
Just what? First of all, what movie were they going to go see? I'm actually kind of curious what he had in mind. Does it say?
Gonna go see Shrek Forever After.
Okay, that would have been acceptable. I think that relationship would have flourished.
Something that quirks
They
the
probably could have
interest.
learned a thing or two from watching that movie.
Something that quirks the interest. Maybe I'll get my Forever After with this Nurse Jackie.
Well, you see, he started checking the vitals, but you weren't really building that patient-nurse relationship. You know what I mean?
Patient, because we all know
Was he in nursing school or something? He's like, I just want to fucking
must
take
have
my dates out
been.
and practice on them, but also fuck them right after.
I mean, don't kink shame here.
No, it's not kinky enough. That's the thing.
I mean, you probably spent a lot of money on those.
Where was the stethoscope?
I don't know. How is he taking the vitals?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I was like, you using your fingers?
Like 2 fingers on his dick?
Like, yeah, my vitals are good. I have a fucking hard on right now. Let's do it. We could also look at Craigslist ads too.
Oh, no, they took him down.
What?
They did. They took the personals because people were doing sex work off Craigslist.
Let me just put in like a short story of when I was in Oklahoma working at Starbucks, someone
dude,
had
go
sent
for
me
it.
a screenshot of a personal male to female ad. And this kind of freaked me out because he put the location of where I was working, but he put, Shiloh, I just think you are so beautiful, and I love your eyes, and I just have to know, are you single? I just don't have the courage to tell you, so I'm hoping you'll run into this ad on here. He's like, please tell me that you're single. And then, like, put the location of what Starbucks that I was working at was. And that really was unsettling because I didn't want other people to go there and try to look for me at the same time. And I'm thinking, and also, like, did he post that really thinking that I was going to stumble upon that on Craigslist? The only reason I saw it was because an old teammate of mine had sent it to me, which makes me wonder, why were you on that? People are so fucking creepy.
Hey, I saw your ad on Craigslist. That wasn't an ad.
That wasn't an ad. Like, no, wait, what?
Now, I did find this really good question here on Yahoo Answers on dating. Yahoo question asker, what's his name? No Summertime asks, does anyone here owe me money?
Wait, is this like a personal sexual thing?
Oh, this isn't family and relationships, singles and dating.
Does anyone here owe me money? I keep forgetting who I've lent money
Does
to in the
anyone
past.
here-
And just curious.
Someone on here says ask mom. Oh my god! And their name is KW.
Oh my You fucking planned this! I knew
I did
it!
I'm sorry.
You fucking bitch!
Okay, well, on that note, we're going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for listening. Just want to end off by saying that if you guys have any dating horror stories or any advice that you'd like to give to us, you can send that right into my asshole.
Yes.
Or you can send it to our email at datingyikes@gmail.com. Please be sure to elaborate, give us as much juicy details as you can, and we'll be sure to pick them apart, baby. That was very creepy. I'm very sorry about that. I am in your ear, and I literally just called you baby without knowing you.
Why am I like this?
Do you have like a last note here? Would you like to say anything before we leave?
And just, just a reminder that if you've ever used one of those shitty pickup lines to a woman and you actually had a successful relationship on that, also send that to my email because I want to know.
Maybe that can be our end off. Let's find a bad pickup line real quick.
Yeah, let's find a really bad pick, like one that really stands out that you probably haven't heard of before.
Cringeworthy pickup lines.
Okay,
I found it
I'm
around
excited.
here.
I can't wait. I bet you have heard one of these before too.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I just shit in my pants. Can I get in yours?
Yes, absolutely. Fucking sold.
This has been You Look Better Than Your Picture.
Let's change the title to that, actually.
No, fuck you. I just shit in my pants. Can I get a noise? This has been You Look Better Than Your Picture. I'm KW Simpson.
I'm Shyla Rain.
And until then, I just shit in my pants. Can I get a noise?